What's up? What's up, everybody? My name's Jimmy. Jake's here. We usually host a Yankees podcast, Talking Yanks. It's pretty fun. It's kind of getting popular, but the Yankees don't have a game today. Jake and I are itching just to talk more, to do more, to create more. So we wanted to figure out avenues that we could maybe have new podcasts or different podcasts. So we're going to test a couple things out in the coming days, I think. That's our strategy. Today, this episode, what you're watching, is going to kind of like a history vibe, because I was a history major. Jake likes making jokes. So there's a lot of weird stuff that happened in history. I'm going to give a story. Jake's going to learn the story. You guys are going to learn the story. We're going to laugh a little bit. Say hi, Jake.
If you were to sum this up, it would be history and jokes.
History and jokes.
Okay.
Not like crazy history, though. Like, I'm not trying to, like, really educate you. It's just kind of fun stories.
Unique.
Yeah. It's not going to be like, they went to war.
Maybe.
Could be. This one's a little bit about a war. It's a lot about animals.
So you just lied. First lie.
You'll see what I'm saying. All right, so we're talking about, we'll just get right into it, Jake. Well, first off, how are you? How's your day going?
Good. How are you?
I did a lot of driving with the AC on, which takes the air from the outside, blows it on the inside, colder. Doesn't take the allergies out of the air, though. So I feel kind of like crap. It's allergy season here in California, and it's miserable.
We had a little hail today, and now it's like 70 and sunny. Denver.
Hail to 70 and sunny. That sounds nice.
Pretty well.
Hail happens in, like, weird weather, right? It doesn't have to be freezing out. It actually has to be kind of warm.
First topic. Hail.
Hail. I have no idea. We're talking about something that happened in China. First thoughts when you think of China.
China. Huge.
In the 1950s.
1950s China. Okay. So now I jump to I got nothing.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't know what 1950s China to me is like 1800s America.
Well, I picture, my brain jumped to, post-Japan, and I picture China on the sidelines yo, that sucks.
Well, China just went to be communist at that time, and this period of time is actually called the Great Leap Forward, because China was so backwards, so big, and they couldn't control their country, and everyone was like peasants and farmers. And then this communist leader came in, saw Soviets. They tried to industrialize. They did all this crazy shit. One of the crazy things is called the Four Pests campaign. If you had to guess what that campaign was, Jake, what would you guess it was? The Four Pests. Pests.
Well, your only teaser for me was 4 animals to get rid of, so it sounds like that.
All right, so I don't know how to pronounce his name. This is going to be terrible, but in the way I would say it, looking at it, Mao Zedong was the leader, and he basically started the Communist Party.
Nailed that.
Yeah, started the revolution. So his idea, and no real reason why. It was just hey, the Great Leap Forward, we got to get better. And his idea was they were going to eradicate 4 pests from China. Just kill them all. Want to know what they were?
Not really. Yes.
They were sparrows, mosquitoes, flies, and rats. So that's why I posed to you, if you had to get rid of 4 animals, no consequences, what would you choose?
Mosquitoes is on my list. That's huge.
Mosquitoes number 1 on my list.
That's your 1? That was my 2.
Are mosquitoes bad in Denver?
Kind of. They were bad in Texas. Yeah, I guess a little bit. Depends where you hike and stuff.
But can't be compared to Connecticut, right? I mean, Connecticut and New Jersey, you don't go a day of summer without a mosquito bite on your body, I feel like.
I don't care about anything, and I used to be big on bug spray. I had bug spray in my car. I had bug spray in the house.
Yeah, you're a big bug spray advocate, yeah.
Yeah. But doesn't that really mess with the ecosystem and stuff? Don't birds eat bugs and then blah, 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 everything dies?
Yes. So that's basically, if you just summarize the story, but it gets a little more fascinating than that. Okay. So my animals were mosquito was number 1. Then I'm getting rid of cats, obviously.
Yeah. That's my 1 too. You had them flipped. I was going cats lead off.
And I don't want to harm the cats. I don't want them to be in pain, but if I could snap my fingers and they're gone, I'm a happy.
You can live on the moon? Done.
I'm getting rid of sharks.
Ooh.
I just think there's a lot of times people want to do stuff, but they're scared of sharks when they shouldn't be. And that would eradicate that fear. So we just get rid of sharks. And then I didn't think of a fourth. Like I thought maybe skunks, but skunks are kind of hilarious.
Skunks are awesome. Not getting rid of skunks.
What's your third and fourth? Do you have any? I'll try and think of a fourth.
Cats, skeeters. I wasn't happy with this one, but I went snakes.
Yeah, snakes don't. I bet there's places in the world
They're
where
like sharks of the land almost.
yeah,
But like there's a lot more of them.
they don't come into my life, but I'm sure there's people out there. Sharks don't come into my life either. Snakes is a good one. Snakes, sharks, mosquitoes, cats. Did we just make it? We disagree?
Well, there's a cop-out one that's recent memory for us, which I mean almost falls in the snake category, but the eel.
Yeah, eel. Eels don't bother me. They're so weird though.
Well, in the other one, I don't know if this is showing my bad brain because it's probably one of the past 3 animals you and me have talked about. How about a scorpion?
Have you ever seen a scorpion in real life that's not like in a box at an aquarium?
Probably not.
Yeah, I don't even.
Still,
I'd be scared. All right, so what do you think about China's choices though? They did sparrows, rats. Rats is pretty good, right?
rats is okay. Rats is solid. I did think pigeons for a little bit, but I don't know.
I feel like they've tried to do that places, and they did flies. I get flies if you're in like a gross area, but I guess that's first world. That's like third world problems. Like flies, they don't really bug me. If I'm trapped in a room with a fly, Breaking Bad style, I'll freak out. But other than that, fly hasn't ruined my day in a long, long time.
Could.
It could, yeah. I don't know. You ever seen Aborigines in Australia? They would let the flies and the insects eat all the wax on their nose and their ears, so they didn't flinch. Like if a fly landed on their ear, inside their ear, and started nibbling, they don't flinch. That's like how they bathe.
I don't like that.
That's disgusting.
Clearly don't like that.
Okay, so according to an environmental activist at the time, this was in 1958,
Is it rude that we call them Aborigines?
natives? I don't know. It's kind of like calling them Native
It's
Americans.
kind of like you guys didn't keep up with the times. You're Aborigine. Like if a normal person just falls off and doesn't like stuff, are they just Aborigines or Amish? What do we call them?
Well, an Aborigine is the native to Australia.
Okay.
But like that's like we use Native American. They called Aborigine.
So like what happens there? What if I never like bathe? I'd like drink my piss. I'd let the flies eat me and stuff. Can you become Aborigines?
No, it's like a tribe. Like you have to be born. It's like you can't become a Native American. You have to have that blood and that heritage run through you.
That blows. It's a bummer.
Yeah.
It's a good backup plan.
All right. So this environmentalist said of the 4 Pests plan, Mao knew nothing about animals.
Love that.
He didn't want to discuss his plan or listen to experts. He just decided that the 4 pests should be killed. You can't really knock that.
Done. These are 4 animals I don't like. Gone.
And almost the entire population hates these things. So if I put together a plan to kill all of them,
win.
yeah. If a politician comes out and says, I'm going to get rid of all mosquitoes and all cats, I'm kind of like, okay, cool.
Was there any like symbolism there? Was it like, if we can get rid of these 4 things, get rid of 4 pesty things in our society? I don't know. Is there anything like that?
No, I like where you're going. Like, did they
of these creatures?
Did the sparrow represent like what's the opposite of communism?
Partying.
Democracy. Partying, yeah. No, I don't know. They did have some numbers that said the sparrows ate the grain, and they ate 4.5 kilograms of grain each year. One sparrow consumed that. So if they killed all the sparrows, there would be food for 60,000 more people than they had. That was like the only information. Like, okay, cool, kill the birds.
Like that, yeah.
Go. So they did it. So they just told the country, all right, China, start killing birds. And they just mobilized the general population and basically said bird killing season.
Did they arm them with anything?
They had some places that had like gun ranges. They had flags. They made scarecrows. Some of it gets pretty dicey. I have a newspaper article from here. But like, that's crazy. Imagine if Trump was just like, all right, guys, everyone kill all the rats. and then it was part of your citizen duty to just murder rats.
If it was like incentivized,
Yeah, like you
like
like bring in
rat per beer, something like that.
back in the West, you would get paid to bring Indian scalps to like the government, which is
Yeah,
fucking
that's
terrible.
a little dark in hindsight. A little dark. Call that a black spot.
All right, so on December 13th, they started it, and they killed. I'll just say the number. They killed one. They estimated that this is a crazy estimate number. They estimated that they killed 194,432 sparrows in the first day.
I mean, where did that number come from?
That's crazy that the newspaper. So, but
That's not true.
each district had to like tell how many they killed. Like, hey, we had all our voters come and vote for the presidency. They were like, hey, all right, we collected. So the Xinjiang district, no way I said that right, produced 80,000. Oh wait, that's the wrong number. There's one. Shit, I lost it. There's one district that came with like, we killed this many, and they brought them in there. It's crazy. The school children were armed to do it. The city people. The best way that I saw, Jake, that I read, is they got pots and pans, and they would just, anytime a sparrow was about to land, they'd just bang the pots and pans, so it never landed, and then birds were just falling out of the sky from exhaustion.
Yeah, I don't love that.
Do you think they would like just find a bird and just like chase it down till that's crazy?
The landing thing's kind of messed up.
Like-
That's a classic case of taking something strength and making it a weakness.
Oh, you can fly?
That's good coaching.
You can fly? Can you fly forever?
Yeah, that's really good coaching. That's like drowning a fish or something.
Yeah.
Dude, I will say one thing that my mind did a 360 on. So if it was like snakes, like even nowadays you need some science behind it.
Mm-hmm.
So like say the scientists came out and were like, snakes are ruining the planet, got to kill all the snakes. And everyone's like, it's a consensus. Like there's still, nowadays there'd be 10% of anyone that would be like, save the snakes. But
save the snakes.
save the snakes, man. Nope. But dude, if they made that like a national holiday,
Bird killing day.
grab all your buds, go out snake hunting, be a good time.
That would be fun. So this is what
Go back to town hall and drop off all your dead snakes.
We did it. Can't wait for next year. It's going to be even more wild. But this is what happened. They mobilized the people in China. In the first day, they went crazy. By day 5, there had to be some people that were like, I'm over that. And then other people who were like, got blood hungry, like sparrow killers.
Find out a lot about yourself in those couple days.
Like you get lost in sparrow killing. You just see one bird, chase it through the entire city until you exhaust it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how I would adapt. Because I think I'd enjoy it a little bit, but not in like the bloodthirst way. Like I'd either need it as part of my daily routine or like play a game.
Like wake up, hunt a sparrow, go get lunch.
Kind of, or like, I don't know.
You like killing...
You and me start touching. You have to touch the tree. First one with dead sparrow in hand.
Yeah. Do you like killing
Make
flies?
a game out of it. Kind of.
Because that's just like a sick thought I just had. I enjoy tracking down a fly and then killing it.
I don't like the thrill of the chase. Like I just get hot and bothered.
I used to...
I feel like that's the quickest I get, like, actually literally warm.
Like when a fly's around you.
If I spend a minute sincerely going after a fly, I get hot.
I used to get so frustrated. I would just take my pillow trap it into the bathroom and then close all the doors and then take my pillow and just start swinging until eventually I made contact.
I'm classic. I'm old school. Rolled up newspaper magazine.
Yeah, you would be. I'm pillowcase. And then I just sleep on the pillow. So that's
that's you're the bad guy there.
Have you ever seen the way Stephen Carell kills flies? It's like foolproof. If one lands right in front of you, you put your...
You call him Steven, huh?
Yeah, I guess so. You put your hands on each side of the fly, right? And then you go up, like you slam them together slam them together, but come up with your hands because the fly feels trapped by the air pressure, so it flies straight up. So if you get the angle right, and it's really easy, it's actually impressive. So yeah, like killing flies is kind of fun. So, but a sparrow, I don't know. They don't bother me as much as flies.
Anything I think you can like fully see their like eyeballs and death. That's tough.
Yeah, or they bleed.
Like a fly's kind of just like popping a pimple.
Yeah. Or a fly. How about when a fly is in your bedroom at night and attracted to your laptop? I almost like break my laptop. Because the only time I can see it when it's on my laptop screen, then I try to slap my laptop screen. I don't know if you're a laptop at night on bed kind of guy.
No.
Yeah, you don't seem like one. Okay. So 2 years after this happens, they had like posters for sparrow killing, all this. I don't know what happened to killing the flies and all the other animals. Like they really just attacked the birds.
Just really zoned in on the sparrows.
Yeah. Like, listen to this. The Nanyang Girls Middle School rifle team received training and techniques for killing sparrows.
See, I kind of like that.
Like, I like a country that's all in.
Yeah. Can I say something, by the way?
Yeah.
This whole time, in an extra room, like a conference room at my apartment, there was another guy in here who I think he's like an IT guy for the building, and he just heard me saying sentences like "kill all the snakes and bring them to town hall." So I might be in trouble.
So experts estimate that hundreds of millions of sparrows were killed during this time, right?
Hundreds of millions? Is that what you said?
Yeah, they were extinct. They were extinct.
Then yeah, they had to kill the sparrows.
They killed. No. Yeah, that's how many sparrows were killed.
Yeah, they had to be. I didn't know there's hundreds of millions.
You're saying now you're the birds.
How many of other birds are there? Like how many pigeons are in the world? I'll Google that.
How many birds got caught in the crossfires? They're like, fuck, I hate that I look like a sparrow right now. I'm not a sparrow.
Like right now, and I'm assuming it's the most populated bird, the pigeons, there's 400 million pigeons. And you're saying we've killed, back in the 1950s, we killed at minimum a quarter of that amount, if not half, if not the same amount. And it was just in China? Yes, Mao Zedong was right.
Wait, but check out the most common bird in the world is technically the chicken. There's 50 billion of them.
Yeah, but we eat that shit.
we make those.
We like create them and do bad stuff.
Okay, wait, I found a good page. List of birds by population. So the most common bird is let's just do hummingbirds. There's another one that's like ducks and geese and swans. So those really count. Hummingbirds count. Sparrows, hummingbirds, similar enough for me. Small flyy birds.
Kinda.
15 million.
So how many different birds did you skip? Because there's 400 million pigeons.
Oh.
Are you on like North America friendly birds list?
I don't like what I'm reading. It's like percentage of population and something like that. So yeah, it was wrong. So okay, there's more pigeons. Do you know that a pigeon and a dove is the same exact thing? Just a dove is an albino pigeon. And English is the only language that has a word that separates those two birds.
I did not know that, and I don't want to really believe it.
Isn't that crazy that we like idolize the dove as like this thing of pure beauty and cleanliness, and it's really just a pigeon without skin cone?
Now I'm looking at this because I don't. The difference. There are slight differences.
What?
Okay, so well now, yeah. Let me turn this fucking game on you. There's 4 key differences between pigeons. I don't know. This is kind of stupid. The first item listed was appearance and size. Great,
Yeah.
cool.
That proves my point.
Number 2 is food and predators. 3 is behavior and habitat. So I don't know. I guess it is kind of different, but
Same bird, basically.
very similar.
Yeah. Okay. So Jake, to wrap up the
Right.
For Pests campaign in 1960, China, they realized something. All the crops were dying. They thought they saved the crops because the birds didn't eat the grain anymore.
Right.
What they didn't know was the
Poop?
birds also eat insects
Ah, yeah.
who eat the grain.
Yeah.
So I think it's grub worms.
Yeah, I've got those.
Locusts, population swarmed countryside. So it got so bad, like really bad. They also were poisoning the birds and just like spreading poison all over because they didn't know what they were
Sure.
doing. Like they just gave the everyday citizen poison, said go.
Oh, this kills birds. Yeah.
Yeah, so they poisoned like the crops too. It got so bad that the 1958 through 1961 Chinese famine, the Great Chinese Famine, all the crops dried up, which an estimated 30 million people died of starvation.
I was kind of going to go there. I didn't know what kind of morbid cycle would take you on. I almost said eliminate humans at first. But I thought that would have been a little heavy. What's your top three favorite famines? Go.
Oh, the potato famine?
Obvious. That's everyone's one. That's MJ, and we're still waiting for a LeBron of famines.
You know what's crazy about the potato famine? And I know it's sad and it's crazy. It's like you realize they just ate potatoes.
Yeah.
Like everything was potatoes.
Yeah, man. I know what. I mean, this is a little off the tracks. Something that started to really make me mad as like an older man is like people talk about like, man, I wish I could live in the 60s or something like that. No, you don't. Like you'd be surprised about a lot of the stuff in your everyday life that wasn't around then. Never mind like the 1400s. Like if someone said, "Oh, I wish I could have been around in the Renaissance era," I'd be like, "No, you wouldn't. You would fucking hate it."
Yeah, you'd be like gross and smelly.
Yeah, well,
I'm trying to like look up other famines because I don't really know any. Do you know other famines?
no, this was the first time I heard of the Chinese famine.
Yeah. So on Wikipedia says the Great Chinese Famine was 15 million deaths. This article says 30 million people. A lot of people died because the government, the leader of the country said, we're going to kill all these birds. I'm going to mobilize all of you. Like there was people out there. There was a guy who worked his ass off killing sparrows only to then die of starvation from it.
Yeah.
What a life, right? Talk about totalitarian government. It really sucks.
Thinning out the herd, man.
So here's my favorite part of the whole story.
Sure.
They realized they needed the sparrows back, but they were extinct. So
Extinct?
basically, they were like endangered. Like they killed all of the sparrows.
I like endangered.
So,
ooh, we found the romantic part of this story. Some little girl that loved her sparrow and had to like keep it hidden under her bed.
oh, the Anne Frank of sparrows.
Yes. And then this happened, and she was so happy that she kept her sparrow alive this whole time.
There was a Chinese guy in one town of China, and like he had a cave. Like he dug out a cave and of just sparrows. Like he was out there saving one sparrow at a time. They were his favorite bird.
Went from weirdest guy in the country to hero.
Yeah. Wow.
Did they take care of him? They like hook him up, or they were just like, "Whoa, thanks, weirdo."
No, they fucking killed him and released all the sparrows at gunpoint.
You're joking.
Well, this isn't a real guy. This is just we're just imagining this.
Oh, okay. I thought this was the real end to the story. You got me all excited.
No. I just like that you thought of it as a great romantic ending. If this was a
kind
novel,
of funny that I picture history as a story.
Yeah, if this was a novel, you just crushed the ending.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, and then
good.
And then I made it a little sad because I killed him and released all the birds.
And you made it your twist. Mine was like a cute little girl that was fighting off communist China. Yours was a weirdo with a cave of birds.
Yeah. Anyway, they called up the Soviet Union and they're like, "Yo, we need some birds."
Hit me up with them birds.
So they had to import sparrows back into China. So Union's like, "What do you mean? How are you out of sparrows?"
Excuse me?
Well, little story. I mobilized the entire population.
Trade something?
What
was the Great Sparrow trade?
I wonder. I would guess they just paid for him. It was 1950s. I would guess they just paid for him. I don't know.
You guys need any grub worms?
Yeah, I was trying to find it.
That's actually another low-key hilarious part of the story is that imagine you're in Russia and like 5 years later you hear, yeah, Yeah, China's been killing all their sparrows. What? Should we be doing that?
Imagine a tourist in some crazy 1958 American.
Sure.
In the midst of all that, it's like, I'm going to go to China. I'm going to see what that place is all about.
I need to see the Wanderlust.
They get off the plane, and they're walking through the city of China, and it's the first Kill All the Sparrows day. They get off the plane, and there's just people running around the street banging pots and pans, chasing every bird in sight.
Whoa.
Like, whoa.
They're really different over here.
This China place, they don't know because you don't. The news wasn't as rampant then. They go back home. Hey, babe, how was China? I mean, that's crazy that you went. It's nothing but bird killers. They hate birds over there.
Being a scientist must be exhausting. Because my brain just went to like Mao Zedong is sitting there okay, the killing 4 pest things backfired a little bit. We lost 30 million people. What do we do now? Okay, we need to get the birds. And now if I'm Mao Zedong, I'm like, I got to talk to the scientists because I don't want to bring in the birds and now we've got some other side effects. We got to get back to par for the course. My first this shows why I'm not a scientist. First instinct was these birds are going to get fat. They're coming into a buffet.
Yeah, there's so much to eat. Yeah. So
imagine if 6 months later Mao Zedong's like, all right, I guess we'll buy a bunch of birds from Russia. Okay, didn't have this lined up for the expenses for the year. And then 6 months later, those birds die from being fat.
Just really fucked everyone.
Grubworm overdose.
So, don't mess with the economy is the lesson that they learned. You would hope, but the last paragraph.
Not the economy.
The ecosystem.
Yes. Don't mess with the economy.
Don't mess with the ecosystem, or it will mess with your economy.
Ooh. That should be like a scientist shirt.
Yeah, maybe we'll scientistshirts.com and we'll sell them.
About time.
And so the end of this article that I've read a bunch of articles, but the end of this one made me laugh. It said, "This episode serves as a stark lesson for what can happen when sweeping changes are made to an ecosystem. Yet, in a startlingly similar campaign initiated back in 2004, China culled 10,000 cats in an effort to eradicate SARS. And according to Tim Lard of the BBC, they have also launched a patriotic extermination campaign that targets badgers, raccoon dogs, rats, and cockroaches." So China's still at it.
Still figuring out that pest removal part.
What? How do we get the nation to like us? Let's go kill some animals.
I kind of get the SARS thing because everyone was really scared about that. So one scientist said cats have SARS. Okay, no brainer. We're killing cats.
What's a raccoon dog?
I tell you what, that's $1 million question, boy.
Because, to me, it just looks like a fat raccoon.
You're Googling raccoon dog right now?
I'm Googling.
I can type that into Google.
I'm Googling raccoon dog versus raccoon.
Oh, yeah, that's just a fat raccoon.
Just a fat, short raccoon. That's like me and you of the raccoon world.
Is neither a raccoon nor a dog, but it does belong in the canid family, which is a lineage that includes dogs, wolves, and foxes. 5 subspecies of raccoon dogs exist. It's tough.
Yeah. All right, so that about wraps it up. China in 1958, pretty into civilization, just decided we're going to kill all the birds. The people of the country said, yeah, sure, we'll do whatever you want. And they killed them, and then they ended up dying because they couldn't eat. They had to call old friend Russia, need some birds. And that about wraps it up. Pretty bizarre story in history, Jake.
Good times.
Good times. All right. Well, thanks for listening. So this was, maybe we'll do this again. Who knows? But so let us know if you listened. Let us know if you enjoyed learning about the 4 Pest campaign. Chinese people killing sparrows. We're out. See ya.